When you're buying dahlia tubers, the natural thing to do is to pot them like this, pot them in ordinary good potting compost and grow them on so you get masses of shoots like that. That's what you want, a really healthy dahlia plant. If you want to take cuttings, just wriggle one of these backwards and forwards, these shoots, and give it a little tug and pull it off, and you'll see it's even got an embryonic root, so you can make a new plant out of that. The other little thing with dahlia tubers is to actually get into the tops and pinch out the growing tip, just like that. And the reason for that is so that it puts new shoots out from between the leaf nodes, and which will make a much bushier plant. And although it won't flower quite as early, it will give you many more flowers. But if, like me, you've neglected to pot your dahlia tubers and you find that they're here in the very crate that you potted them into last autumn when you dug them out of the garden, I've just left them. These are neglected. But if we follow up here, you can see they've got some beautiful blooms on them. This is a variety called Selena, and it has those wonderful red quilled petals, beautiful red on the inside, but a lovely silvery white on the reverse. These can actually be planted straight into the garden, which is what we're going to do. But Thordis is going to bring me, in a moment, another kind of dahlia tuber that hasn't done quite so well. Let's have a look.
Alan has already showed you his glorious dahlias peeping round here. Mine, as ever, do not have such beautiful blooms. In fact, they don't actually have stems. They have some shoots. See, I have got the more pathetic one. What actually happened here is somewhere where I garden, they dug up a load of dahlia tubers and bunged them in the greenhouse. So they've been completely neglected. They've sat there through, well, months, just sitting in the greenhouse. And then I noticed that no one had done anything with them, and they were starting to sprout all these little withered-y, potato-y looking leaves.
Well, yeah, but the thing is they are a little bit withered because they haven't had any moisture at all. They've got moisture because these dahlia tubers here are like storage organs, so they've got moisture in them. But if I give them a little bit of squeeze, there's a little bit of give in them, which means that they're getting dehydrated. So really and truthfully, you want to get these in the soil or in a pot as soon as possible. If you've got a dahlia tuber like that, it's perfectly satisfactory to plant that in the ground. Bring the soil up to about just so the shoots are just above ground level. One thing I would say if you're planting dahlias, make sure that you prevent marauding mollusks coming eating the tops, because slugs and snails will eat them like anything because they're like caviar to them. But this actual dahlia tuber here is quite a big one. It's rather healthy looking, and I'm just going to sort of play with it a minute because you can actually feel that it's got a natural kind of give in it. So I hope you're not going to get...
This one's much smaller, so that's just sort of...
No, you can do something with it. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. This one, here we are. And you saw that little bit of a wrenching noise. That's what you need. So we've got 2 dahlia tubers. Let's take this one. You've got the tubers. Sometimes if you break a tuber off and it hasn't got a bud at the top, it won't grow. But this one's got the remains of the old stalk, 1 bud there, and 2 little ones, 1 there and 1 there, and another one coming there. So that is perfect to make as a new plant from. Absolutely perfect. Now if you've got a dahlia tuber like this one, which is not so easy to work out just how to actually split it, but if we look very carefully, there's 1 shoot there, there's another shoot there, and if we go in the back here somewhere, I can see some embryonic shoots coming down in here. They're just like little pink pimply buds. Now the great thing to do here is to, on a prepared surface, I've just got an old newspaper here, take a sharp knife, make sure it is sharp, and don't worry about being cruel, which I know Thordis always does, but just get in there and slice. There we are.
Now that looked like it needed to be sharp.
It does need to be sharp, you're absolutely right. So we've got a dahlia tuber there, 1 little shoot on the top which won't come to anything, but we've got this big shoot here which will. And there's every chance that it will make other shoots from down here. So that can go in a pot. If you really want to be careful, just dust that cut. I'd let it dry for about 12 hours before planting it because it'll slightly callus over. And if you want to dust it with something like flowers of sulphur to help prevent fungal infection, then do so. And then all you've got to do is pot that up, and I'll just show you how to do that. We've got here quite a large pot, some general purpose potting compost. which has got a little bit of slow release fertiliser added, and we half fill the pot, place the Dahlia tuber in like so, compost around the edge, just like that, make it nice and neat. Don't press it down, just do, that's quite firm enough. Give it a jolly good watering so that you bring the compost in contact with the tuber, the roots will form, and within 3 weeks that will be a pot full of Dahlia that you can plant straight out in the garden. And don't forget, pinch the tip out once it starts to grow and you'll get a lovely big bushy plant. You've got 2 little shoots coming on, and you've even got another one underneath there, so that's 3 more shoots. Actually 4. But who's counting?